That's pretty cool. Good morning, everybody. Morning, good morning, and good morning again. It is, believe it or not, it is the 21st day of July. I gotta take the glasses off there. The 21st day of July, 2026. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that once it is gone, it will never, ever be again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. Once it's over, it'll never be back. What you gonna do with it? Do something productive. Do something that the world will remember you by. Anyway, time on the wall says it is. What time is it? It's 7:07. As a matter of fact, as the sign behind us says, this is Decisions 2.0, because everything we do requires us to make one. And even when we don't make one, well, we just made one. You can't get on. You can't get around it. You can't go under it. You can't go through it. You can't dismiss it. Decisions are the things that make our lives. Make good ones, because there's always a consequence for it, right? I got you. It always is. So, time to get up. Time to get busy living. But the first thing out of your mouth this morning, like it was mine, thank God for this day. Because this day was not promised. And last night, somebody went to bed last night and didn't get up this morning. Thank God we were on the wake-up call. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins. I would say Kevin Elkins the Great, but that would be a lie. Not too much great about me. So, I'm just at least not according to my checking account anyway. Woo! Reality is a tough thing to deal with sometimes. Anyway, good morning to you. Before we get to anything this morning, okay, turn it down. Okay. Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Before we get into anything this morning, there is something that we have to do this morning, and I being one of the few, not the only, one of the few service members doing talk shows in America. Um, we have a sad. We do have a sad. I meant to do this yesterday, but I didn't get the opportunity to do it. But we do have a sad duty to perform this morning. Um, we have lost about 17 young men and women um, since this, whatever you call this thing with Iran that's going on. I think we call it war. I think that's what we call it. But it certainly looks. I don't know why there's no end. And everybody in the military knew that at some point, um, know at some point that it's a possibility that you could um, go in harm's way. Everybody knows that, and when that happens, it's a terrible thing, and it doesn't feel pretty good. It doesn't feel good about it. But we have to acknowledge the fact that our young men and women are in harm's way. And when you're in harm's way, um, there are many things that can happen. And unfortunately, the other day we lost two more of our young people, and there's nobody that's ever worn that uniform that can't feel bad about that. Those are colleagues. Those are young men and women, 19 years old and 25 years old. We render our respect to them this morning, and to all those who've gone before and after them this morning. It breaks my heart every time I have to do this, but it is the honorable thing to do for people who get 19 years old, the prime, and 25, the prime of life. Unfortunately, in war, it is the young that die. Funny, old men send young folks to die. Um, but that's the obligation we take when we sign the contract and we raise our right hand, says I will follow the orders I will follow the Constitution of the United States and all the officers and NCOs above me. And we swear an oath to that. And sometimes, fortunately, not too much, but sometimes it is required of us to give the last measure of sacrifice for our country, or at least that's what they tell us anyway. But it is our country, and we only have one, so we won't get another one. So let me shut up and do what I have to do, and then we'll come back and we'll do the other things we have to do, our daily bread and stuff like that. I'll be right back. And now,
in the quiet of the moment,
and that is why we do our daily bread every day. It is the only thing that it's one of the few things that can comfort us during times like these. So today is no different. It always makes me feel sad when I have to do that, but I guess it goes with the job. To their parents, to their friends, in the U.S. Army, we'll be right back after this, our daily bread.
Every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight in every shadow, you are my light. Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears, for the strength you give in all my fears.
Hi, friends. This is Kirsten Holmberg from Our Daily Bread. I'd like to share today's devotional reading with you that I titled Moving Toward Maturity. A recent survey asked respondents to identify the age at which they believed they became adults. Those who considered themselves adults pointed to specific behaviors as evidence of their status. Having a budget and buying a house topped the list as being marks of adulting. Other adult activities ranged from cooking dinner every weeknight and scheduling one's own medical appointments to the more humorous ability to choose to eat snacks for dinner or being excited to stay home on a Saturday evening instead of going out. The Bible says we should press on toward spiritual maturity as well. In Ephesians 4:13, Paul wrote to the church at Ephesus, urging the people to become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. While we're young in our faith, we're vulnerable to every wind of teaching, which often results in division among us. Instead, as we mature in our understanding of the truth, we function as a unified body under Him who is the head, that is, Christ. God gave us His Spirit to help us grow into a full understanding of who He is, and He equips pastors and teachers to instruct and lead us toward maturity in our faith. Just as certain characteristics are evidence of physical maturity, our unity, as His body, is evidence of our spiritual growth. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 through 16. So Christ Himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors and teachers to equip His people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. Then we will no longer be infants, tossed back and forth by the waves and blown here and there by every wind of teaching and by the cunning and craftiness of people in their deceitful scheming. Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of Him who is the head, that is, Christ. From Him, the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love, as each part does its work. Let's pray. Loving God, You are the author of our growth and maturity. Please help us to see where our understanding of You is still immature, and teach us more of Your wisdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All righty then. Before we get started, it was an error on my part to not only tell you about those young people, but actually give you their names and where they're from. And I'm going to do that right now because that's important. So let me put them back up there for a second so you can see who they, well, not who they, okay, that window right there, that right there. And let's go right here to do this because that's what we need to do. On the left, it is U.S. Army Private Isabella Gonzalez, 19 years old, of Carrollton, Texas. I think she was in the reserves, I believe. And on the right, you'll see First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan, 25 years old, the 2nd Battalion, 51st, the 55th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, 32nd Army Air and Missile Defense Command, was killed in action during the July 18th during an attack on a base in I no sense me trying to crucify this name, but it's Muwafha something, Salty Air Base. Again, our prayers go out to the families of Private Isabella Gonzalez, 19 years young, of Carrollton, Texas. And again, to First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan, 25. Again, it's always the young folks that leave us. And anybody served had the same opportunity. It could have happened to anybody any day, but it happened to them. And we always try to remember those folks who give the last measure of to the let me make sure I put my face back up there now. We always try to give the names of those who are killed in action. I would call KIA, and we appreciate their service. No more holidays, no more Labor Days, no more birthdays. Just a memory in their family's mind, and hopefully that of grateful nation, because soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marine, nobody wants to die for their country. Okay, that's the biggest lie ever told. Like Patton said, the best way to do is have the other guy die for his country, but it does happen. You know, we're not invincible. Some of our people will go, and what we can do is lead a good life, and honor their sacrifice. Stop whining so much about life. You know, they don't have one left. They don't have a life left. So, you know, be thankful that you are here to still complain about, you know, life as you were, but at least you do have a life. So these young men and women, the First Lieutenant and Private Gonzalez didn't, and you know, and her name is Gonzalez, and we know that means that she is of Hispanic descent, and you know, and that's what's getting me so much about this whole ICE thing. I'm just, you know, I'm not even torn anymore. It's a rotten way to do business, and I'm not with Trump on this one. I mean, I understand but you see, they died too. They're dying too for this country. It's just as much their country as it is ours. However they got here, you know, the kids not responsible for getting here. They come with their parents. So I don't know. I don't like it. And the next time I hear somebody doing this, it's gonna even make me feel worse, because this is just not America. You go around putting people in vans and driving them off. When you got on this end, you have people of Hispanic descent dying for this country. So I hope the president gets another program instilled soon, because the one we got going on right now, it sucks. And I know about, I realize the legality of it. It may be legal to do it, but I don't think it's right. I just, and I sound like a Democrat, don't I? I told you I'm not a Democrat or Republican. If it makes sense, let's do it. If it don't, it don't. You can't tell a group of people who's sending their children out to die for this country that we don't want you here, regardless how you got here. I mean, I don't know. Now, if you get caught doing a crime or something like that, and you're here illegally, okay. But we got young men and women dying for this country, and we have their mitigated gall to want to put some of these people in backup vans and rush them off to the ICE center. I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm just telling you, I'm not in charge of anything. So there's nothing I can do about it. I know people are gonna say, "Well, are they illegal?" Well, I don't know. If you're willing to die, if you're willing to die for it, I would. I'd say this country. Listen. I'd say this country belongs more to them. Hey, doctor, give me a call back in a second here, folks. I got to get to, because I know where y'all finna go with some of this. I know where you're finna go with some of this. I know where you're finna go with some of this, and I'm still gonna disagree with you. But you have a right to your. Give me about 2 minutes, and then call me back. You still have a right. And I did vote for closing of the borders. That's right. That's right. Close the borders. Absolutely. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry about that. Dr. Joe, give me a call back in a second. I'll get to Don in a minute. He knows. Don, let me get Dr. Joe on first, and I'll let you call back, because I know you believe in calling 14 times. So, Dr. Joe, if you're out there, you can give me a call now while the line is clear, because I want to hear what you got to say. I think I know what you're going to say anyway, but that's okay. I'll give him 2 minutes there, Don, and if he doesn't call me back in those 2 minutes, then we will take you. Okay. Yep. That's what you voted. Yeah, we did vote for. We did. We did vote for closed borders. Absolutely. We okay. You did. Okay. Dr. Joe, what's on your mind?
Okay, so you were okay with you weren't okay with those about 100 people they just sent out of the country that were rapists and domestic violence people and murderers. You were okay. You didn't like that?
Of course, but we got Americans to do the same thing. And so I mean, I of course.
So you're for more. So you're for more crime then?
Right? No. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong.
That's what you're saying. That Americans can commit crimes, and we'll let other people come in here and commit crimes, and we're okay with it. That's what you're saying.
But let me ask you a question. Wouldn't we put anybody in jail that does those types of things?
But you're saying we want more people to come in and commit crimes, and I'm okay with it. That's what you're saying.
No, we don't even want our own people in that commit crimes. But until you commit a crime, it makes no sense.
See? Hey, some of them committed crimes in other countries. So
but I can't prove that.
Crimes here.
But I can't prove that. They lie in other countries like they lie here. But we
you lie too. So
exactly.
Should we put you in jail too?
Well, again, if I raped and killed people, yeah.
Okay.
But
also, did you hear where the gun company in what's the name of that gun company?
Colt? It ain't Colt, is it?
No, it's not Colt. What's the other pistol company? Famous. They're moving to Tennessee because they and they can't. And listen, they provide about $1 billion worth of things to the economy in the state up there.
Well, Goldman Sachs is moving out of New York.
Well, hey, I'll rest my case.
They're moving out of New York. But you don't understand the principle behind my issue with this, where we walking around we going around on people's jobs. All they're doing is working often, and we categorize them as this thing, and then we think that gives us a right to go around, put strip ties on them like they're animals, and put them in a back
That's right. That's right.
I don't think
we treat them just like regular criminals. Isn't that what you said you wanted to do to them? Treat them like regular criminals?
No, I wanted to close the borders so people just did not come in here.
The borders are closed, but
Okay,
we got
well, then
20 million of Joe Biden's criminals in our country.
Well, I don't know. We got 400 million. We got about the same amount of Americans. Why don't we put them in the van and send them someplace?
We're trying to get them as well.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
But you're okay. You're okay though with those criminals coming here and committing more crimes. You're okay with that. You're okay with Lake and Riley.
Of course I'm not
being murdered.
But I'm also not okay.
You're okay with that, right?
I'm not okay. I'm also not okay what happened to the young lady, the young, poor, beautiful child here when she's sitting there laying in her bed getting shot by one of these fools around here. I'm not okay with it.
So what do you think? Hold on. What do you think we should do with the person that shot her?
Castrate him.
Okay, so you don't even want to strip, as you call it, strip time, zip time. You don't even want to do that, do you?
No, I get rid of them, put them in an island somewhere and let the sharks have fun with them. There are some crimes that are beyond my mental human capacity to understand.
But the Beretta Company, okay, which makes a legal product,
right,
and has been making a product for thousands of years.
Not thousands, but.
Well, go look on YouTube. It's hundreds of years.
Yeah, hundreds of years. Yeah.
They've been making a product, and they're relocating to Tennessee because they've made it illegal in Maryland. Maryland was the state. I couldn't think of it a minute ago. But you don't think I ought to be able to carry a pistol?
I think that there needs to be tighter restrictions on who carries one. I do believe that. Now, in your home, I don't got no, but you can have an armory in the house. I'm all, because you got a right to defend your domicile and your family.
Well, what about if I go to Walmart and am I going to encounter a criminal?
Well, you may, and again, and that's the conflict that I have, because if you take all the guns, only people going to have guns are the crooks. I feel
that's
that.
Right.
Yeah, I know that. But again, if we made it tougher for everybody to get a gun, the chances of a crook having a gun in the Walmart, of course, you could still have a knife, or they could have I understand that. But in America, we got too many fools walking around with guns.
Well, I'm not one of them.
I didn't say you were. I'm just we just.
But I need to have my protection. Like I have to carry a pistol to church because they let homeless people in that may or may not be armed and are crazy.
Yeah, well, I've always found something wrong with carrying a pistol to the church. Now, and again, it's a philosophical.
What did you think about all those shootings in churches? Yeah. The one in North Carolina and that black church. What did you think about that?
And South Carolina, it's a terrible thing. But on the other hand,
so you didn't think people ought to be able to defend themselves if somebody comes in and shoots?
Okay, now listen to me. Philosophically, if you believe in God and God has providence over all things, then are we putting our faith in God or God?
I put my faith in God and Smith & Wesson, and my bullets in Smith & Wesson.
I hear you. Okay, and that's a conflict that I have. You say you believe in God, but I'm gonna carry this pistol just.
God helps those who help themselves.
Well, that ain't in the Bible.
It's in my Bible.
Okay.
And by the way, did the city council vote for that?
That's coming today.
Okay. That's right. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was last night.
Today. Now, some people don't. I think the mayor wants them to vote on it today. I don't know if that's gonna. They ought to table it. They ought to just table. First of all, District 3 don't have a representative yet. I've gotten elected yet, and so it would be unfair for them to take such a gigantic leap.
Well, they need to put it to a vote of the people of Montgomery.
Yeah. And that's what I was at a meeting last night, and that's what a lot of people are saying. But I'm thinking, table it until District 3 gets its representative, and let them be represented at the council table. That's a lot of debt to put the city in. And once that debt goes on, they only got $12 million left to borrow. They can borrow. So if an emergency comes up, if the economy goes bad, we don't really have much of anything left to bargain with the bond. So I don't.
I see a comment that says not everybody comes into this country's a criminal. I agree. All those people that come in legally are not criminals. If you come in illegally, that is a crime.
And we
It
do
might
realize
be a misdemeanor, but it is a crime to do that.
And everybody understands that. I'm just talking about the way we're doing it. I don't mind if you catch a guy going down the street, breaking the law, going too fast, whatever you got to do, and he's here illegal, ship him home. But if he
That's
just
what they're doing.
But if he's just working on a job, and
it doesn't matter if he's a criminal, Kevin. You ship him home.
Listen, this nation, we're kind of divided on that.
No, they're not. People think that if you're a criminal, you need to be put in jail.
Well, then wouldn't all of us be in jail? Haven't we all done something criminal?
I haven't done anything criminal lately. Have you?
Oh! You said lately.
Well, what have you done lately?
I probably went faster than I was supposed to go.
Well, that doesn't mean that you need to be put in jail.
But you broke the law. I broke the law.
Does that mean you got to be put in jail?
No, but I did break the law, and they could if they wanted to, I guess.
You got a weird sense of justice, Kevin.
Okay.
But I promise you this: Trump is getting rid of these illegal aliens and the criminal element of it. And by the way, one of your people that comments, I guess USA got their ass kicked by Iran a lot last night. Kind of like when we got our ass kicked in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, wasn't it?
Now listen. We didn't start that one, but I still feel pretty bad for the 750,000 people that died as a cause of us dropping those bombs. I mean, everybody wasn't guilty.
Did you see what they did at Pearl Harbor? Was anybody guilty there?
Hey,
was they innocent? Hold on. What were those sailors doing on those boats and in those mess halls? They were eating breakfast.
I'm with you. That's right.
Were we even declared war? Had we even declared war?
No, and they hadn't either. And I'm telling you, I stood on the USS Arizona and watched the oil come up from the sea. That's still there. And I was stationed on Ford Island and Pearl. So I'm intimately knowledgeable of the catastrophe that happened on that day. I'm glad I wasn't there that day, but 750,000 people died after that. And we didn't start it. We finished it, but we didn't start. But is it fair? I mean, who determines who dies?
Let me tell you this, Kevin.
Yeah.
We used to teach this at the school that I worked at.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing we taught was life is not fair.
And it is not. And it
All
is
right,
not.
see ya.
All right. And it is not. Yeah. But unless you have been to Pearl Harbor and saw and sat there in that USS Arizona and it's down beneath the sea, and it still leaks oil every once in a while. They say, I haven't seen it. They say that every once in a while they'll see ghosts going across the water at Pearl. I haven't seen it. I didn't want to see it either, but I don't know. They're still there, interned in a watery grave since 1941. So it is what it is. Yeah, Don.
To begin with, illegals can't join the military. You know that, right?
I didn't say they could. But you
said something about them in the military and saving.
I said okay, that the Hispanic.
Well, let's go to this. You said they're working, right? They're working,
right?
How are they working?
Well, okay, how they working? They're working.
Is it legal for them to work?
Well, I don't know who has a.
Well, why don't you learn before you
wait.
Off?
I don't know. You cannot look at them.
Illegals to work in the United States.
You cannot look at them and tell whether or not they got a resident card or not. They're legal residents.
I'm just saying that. I ain't saying if they got a card or not. I'm saying, is it legal for them to work? It's a simple question.
I don't know. I guess it's not, maybe.
Well, let me enlighten you since you're not very bright.
Okay.
They can't work. It's illegal for illegals to work. That means the people that's hiring them are not paying workman's comp. They're not
Then
paying
put them in jail.
unemployment tax.
Then put them
They're
in
not
jail.
paying Social Security.
Put them in
Unless
jail.
they go out and steal somebody's Social Security identity.
Right, but put them in jail.
Illegals can't work legally here.
Put the people in jail that's hiring them, not them.
Well, I'm for that too.
Okay, because then.
But you keep talking about a ban. You know, ICE arrested more illegals last month than they ever have in all the history of the rest of them.
I don't know that.
You only hear about the ones that try to run over an ICE agent and kill him.
And again, I don't know if that's good. Let me ask you.
Let me ask you. How many illegals are you wanting to come into the country? What's the right number for you?
Well, let me ask you a question here.
No, come on. I'm asking you one first.
If you ask
how many illegals are you ready to let come into the country? You got a bunch in Africa and Asia all want to come.
Of course, everybody can't come.
How many you want to come?
Of course, everybody can't come to America.
Give me a number. Please give me a number. We got 11 million under Biden.
How much land we got? We got plenty of land for people to live in.
But that's stupid. That's stupid. If you think you can go out on a piece of land and live, you're crazy.
No. You have to. How's
the schools doing? How are the schools doing when they have to put a person who can't speak English has to have all these tutors and everything else? We got enough money for that?
Hey, you know what? Africans didn't speak English either before they brought us over here.
So you don't. And let me the Chameleon sisters. They keep bringing up Willie Horton. You remember Willie Horton?
I remember the I heard he was a fictitious person.
No, he wasn't fictitious. He wasn't the governor back then let him out of jail and he murdered somebody. But the Chameleon sister keep the Willie Horton. You know who brought up Willie Horton? Al Gore, Chameleon.
Yeah, that happened in the book.
Al Gore brought up Willie Horton, so quit using it.
Okay.
But when we get the right number of illegals in the country, how do you stop them? How do you get them out?
And again, I'm all for.
How do you want to get them out? You want to ask them to go?
I'm all for closing.
Hell, we offer them thousands of dollars to get on a plane and go right now.
I'm all for closing the border.
What's a nice way you want to get them out? Well, they can get $1,000, get on a plane and go right now.
Well, for once, be quiet. Let me ask you a question here. What is the problem? Okay, besides the language barrier that we have sometimes, what's the problem with having a bunch of people come over here illegal? What I mean, is it logistics?
You don't understand the problem?
No, is it logistics? We got land.
You realize we have a social net in this country, and welfare, Medicaid, Medicare. Sure. How much with those systems? How much can they bear?
Well,
how much free stuff can you give them?
If more people were working,
how many Africans you want coming? How many Asians you want coming?
If more people,
where's the right number for you?
If you have
how many illegals?
If you have more people working,
and this crap about them, where they working, they can't work legally. Why do you think they're supposed to check their IDs before they work?
Again,
if they got an ID, they stole it somebody. I wish you were one of these persons. They stole a Social Security number, and then they can't get a damn thing because somebody stole their identity. They can't legally work in this country. Maybe Willie's hiring a bunch of them over there.
Yes or
Willie,
no?
you hiring any illegals over at your place?
You remind me of what's in there. Let somebody else say something. If we have more people working, we have more people paying into the tax base. Okay. If everybody from what's the name of that other place I was down in near Fort Bliss? I can't think of that place. I walked across it. I went across the border. What's the name of that place? Is it Tijuana? Juarez. If everybody in Juarez said, you know what, we're gonna go to America and we're gonna live up in Minnesota. Now it's cold as hell in Minnesota. But we are going to create our own. We're going to create our own town. We're going to put our own infrastructure there and everything like that. What's so bad about that? Nobody else wants to live in Minnesota, especially with Tim Walz, the governor. Good morning, Top.
Buenos días, señor. ¿Qué pasa?
Hey, ¿qué pasa? What is this?
Me no speak English.
Yeah, learn.
Sorry, Nuckins.
Yes, sir.
This bond, I want to get back to the bond issue.
Yes.
So if you were on the council in District 3,
it would be a no.
And they call for the vote, what would you vote?
It would be a no at the moment.
So if you a no, and let's say it passed 6-3 or 5-4, and it passed. And out of the $375 million bond, $200 million is for a convention center, and we're going to give every council member $45 million for the councils to be able to have money to do in their district. So if there's 9 districts, each council member we're getting $5 million for projects that they want to do in their district. If every council that voted against it, should they get that money?
Sure, because the money still belongs to the same people that people.
But if you were not for it, why should you get money for your district if you think that it's a bad idea? The whole $375 million is not going to a convention center. There's a list. There's equipment for the sanitation department. There's money for the fire department. There's money for.
You did not see that. No, you did not see that on any piece of writing that I have seen. It was categorized.
The council members all got memos on what the $375 million would be. It was broken down. So every council member.
Why didn't the people?
Sir?
Why didn't the people get that memo?
The people, sir, you're not voting on it. Every council member knows what that $375 million bond is. It's broken down in categories. So what I'm asking is, just like these people in Washington that are against Biden in the ARPA and the things that he proposed, but yet they came back to their districts and had ribbon cutting ceremonies for monies that they didn't want, but they want to come back now and tout themselves.
That's hypocrisy. that certainly is. But
it's hypocrisy.
But
if you vote against it and you didn't want the money that's earmarked for District 3 because you were against this, then be a principled person and say, hey, we're not going to take the money.
But when I vote, I vote in my own conscience, but those same people pay taxes and going to have to pay that money back. So if it passes, District 3 get the same opportunity. They're going to pay it back too.
Yeah, and that's the problem is people want they'll take the progress even though they're voting publicly against it. And these people in D.C., they were all against Biden, but they came back and this ARPA money flew into this community. And Kevin, speaking of that, would you say that this Trump administration has exploded the budget? Nobody is fiscally conservative anymore.
No.
Our great-great-grandchildren, the debt that this country is accumulating. When was the last time anybody in the Republican Party talked about fiscal responsibility?
Oh, I think they threw that out the window. I don't even think that's even in their dialect anymore.
So all the money that this grand ballroom that was going to be paid for by donations been paying by who now?
I think it's paying for by us now. And therein lies the problem with a whole bunch of money. And let me ask you something. Who says that all the money that comes here will be spent directly as it is purported to us?
Well, but the thing is that for local government, the government that closest to us, right, we are against anything that's designed to make our quality of life better. But we don't have the same priorities in D.C. because this guy in D.C. is spending money like a drunken sailor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They are.
And not only is he spending money like a drunken sailor, he's making money with these Bitcoins and all the stuff that his family is making money, Kevin.
I think that's several, but now a lot of that was already in place before he got there.
No. Not that the president making money. Everybody else put their stuff in blind trust and all this other stuff. This guy is publicly selling anything that would sell. Mm. But we have different priorities when we talk about criminals. This guy, you could buy your pardons. People that were selling drugs, narcotics, people that were selling drugs to the U.S., they pardoned and let out.
Well, but each president has let some controversial figures out of jail.
But people that are for law and order should have different standards if you're law and order. Because we law and order about getting all the illegals out. Mm-hmm. Well, but when it comes to being bribed for pardons, then we'll turn a blind eye.
Well, is it bribery if they pay you?
If you say, is it bribery if they're paying you?
I mean, is there a program that we got where you can pay your way out of jail? I mean, I don't know because I haven't been in jail yet.
So you don't know about the pardon program where you can give this president, did you hear about Lil Boosie say he paid $600,000?
Right, but
and they promised to pardon him, and then he didn't get a pardon.
Right, but did you also read down in that article that some people told him that
they were connected? Right. They had connections to the White House,
and they didn't.
But that just means that the word is out that you can give none. And I'm not saying Biden didn't do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying let's be consistent, man. That's it.
But any president can pardon anybody they want to.
They can. But if you're about law and order, do you know they have a quota on how many illegals that they want out of here per month?
No, I didn't know that, but
Yeah, Stephen Miller got it. They said we're going to pause stopping cars because this person got shot in Houston. Even the guy that's over the Homeland Security said, we're going to pause. And the president said, nope, we're not pausing on that. And I don't care if people are getting shot, the wrong people are getting shot. I want you to keep doing it and keep doing it at a higher level. Wouldn't you automatically pause anything? If we had C-130s falling out of the sky, don't they pause flying those things?
Yeah, we pause. But let me ask you, do you feel, I feel some kind of way seeing people just yanked out of their house and their jobs, putting them in jail, doing this crap to them just because they're here illegally. I'm sorry.
The last two people, Kevin, in Maine and in Houston, they shot the wrong people in car stops. And they said both people.
Police do that here. Police do that here too. I mean, it's been done before. And
they shoot the wrong people in car stops? But don't they pause the process and say, let's rethink this car stopping?
Well, sure. I think they need to do that now. See what the SOP is.
But they proposed that, and the president overrode them and said, nope, I don't care.
I mean, he's the president. Listen, we voted for him. I mean, they do what they got to do. They know more than we know. I don't have a top secret clearance to understand everything that's going on up there in Washington, D.C.
All right. So we just back to District 3. If you vote for this, District 3 gets none of this money from the bond.
Well, no, it's still their money. They still got to pay for it.
But their representative was against it.
Okay, but ain't the first time a representative may have been wrong.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'm just saying, and you got to ask me why.
Now tell us again why you against getting the money again.
Because we don't know what the future.
When you say we, it's not the public is not voting for it. Each council person know what it's for. It's not a community vote.
No. We don't know what the future holds. We get $12 million left after our goal. Our limit is $420, $480 million we can borrow. If we go up to 375, that leaves us to $12 million left. If the economy goes south, okay, if the economy goes south or something catastrophic happens and we need to borrow money, we will not have the ability to do it.
Okay.
I say borrow half that much, and leave the other half in. You gotta have her because we don't have money.
So half of 375. So you're saying don't do a convention center.
Or you're
saying don't buy new sanitation trucks and police cruisers. Or you're saying don't do any
our goal is
district improvement.
Get more people to move to Montgomery, so therefore we got more tax base and we got more money coming into the coffers. But going in debt to do it, that ain't. I mean, listen, I used to buy new cars from Brubeck all the time, right? And I love getting in my new car every 2 years. But then I found out one day, wait a minute, all the money that I still owed on the old car, now I got to put in owed on the new car, and the old car is being sold to somebody else, and they drive.
But you was riding style, wasn't you? Yeah. You was enjoying it, wasn't you?
Exactly, and that's where we headed if we keep borrowing money. For futuristic goals. And
all right.
I'm just saying, but I would go with half of that much. Let's save something. Always save something for a rainy day, and it's gonna rain.
Okay, pass up, my friend.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I would go with half of that though. What's half of 375? Let me see. Hey Google. You call back next hour there, Don. Not this hour. 1 hour. That's enough. Hey Siri. Divide 375 by 2. Yes.
Good morning. Hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
You do remember Josh Moon, right?
I know Josh. Lib?
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's still a lib.
Well, it don't make a difference. He wrote an article on his on the Facebook page.
I know.
Saying he was I'm gonna read it just the way he put it.
Okay.
It concerns your interview from yesterday.
What interview?
It's in my column.
Oh.
It's weird. It's weird how many people don't want the city of Montgomery to succeed. Bright and early on Sunday morning, I was sent a copy of a well-produced video of a former Montgomery City Councilman rattling off all the reasons why everyone should resist a proposed $375 million bond issued for the city. Some people got together, paid money to produce a video, and got a former councilman to narrate their talking points, all in an effort to try and keep the city from entering into this bond. A bond that really not that big of a deal, and certainly one that the city appears to be able to afford. And that's not all. There has been other news reports mocking the proposal, a concentrated effort on social media against it, and a whole lot of people who have no real interest in Montgomery are talking about it. Why? These sorts of bond issues aren't all uncommon, and the project that this one would fund seems to be projected that a whole bunch of people should support. Things like hiring more law enforcement officers through the higher pay and better equipment purchases, building a new arena along the riverfront for making desperately needed improvement to numerous neighborhoods around the city. The key component of this project is the new arena. The hiring of more law enforcement officers will likely be most important overall, but the new arena will be the centerpiece of Montgomery's next step.
Well, let me ask you something. Wait a minute. Josh Moon doesn't even live in Montgomery.
Excuse me. It would generate $70 million annually in effort.
Bull.
When, just like the question you put out yesterday, you and Mr. So-and-so.
Bull. You don't know what it's going to generate.
He went on down to talk about Bobby Bright, how he was the butt of jokes when he did the riverfront amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to talk about how Todd went into debt.
And we haven't made hardly any money off the amphitheater
and
either.
They are, you are now reaping the benefits of it.
No, we're not.
That's the reason I want.
No, we're not. The amphitheater keeps flooding underground when it's a big rain.
You have had more concerts in the amphitheater this year than you have ever had.
Well,
and
did they fix the water? Did they fix the water?
You haven't been to it to know about it. See, you don't venture to them places because you can't even find your way to white water good.
I have been down there, but I know
you barely buy it. You drove through the parking lot, but going up in and sitting in the restaurant where I told you to go inside to see what you need to see.
Yeah, but I don't.
You haven't done that.
Then I told you why I was for the riverfront, because I got tired of everything they bring here. It's got something to do with race.
But nobody raised hell about them getting the biscuit people a new clubhouse.
Hey, we didn't pay for that, did we?
Y'all didn't bitch about that.
We didn't pay for that, did we? I thought that.
What the hell? Who you thought paid for?
I thought the new owners paid for it.
The clubhouse they just built for them.
Yeah.
Renovating their clubhouse.
Yeah, we did that.
Don't play stupid.
Well, I don't like baseball anyway, so it don't make
a difference whether you like it. You have paid for it.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought the new owners paid for it. Well, I've been raising hell about that.
How you can miss it when it comes on the city meeting page?
Well, I don't never go to that page. I mean,
how you gonna be a damn council person? You don't never look up the information.
Well, guess what? I don't know everything about everything, but I know a lot of things
about many things. At least know some about what's important about the city spending the city money.
Well, I don't. Well, I do, but the city's spending money on so many things. Hey, I'm paying attention to this one.
But you're supposed to keep up with all of it if you're gonna be a council person. Y'all want to be part-time council people and take the money and travel.
I can't be aware of everything, but you do help me with some of those things. I appreciate it. All right, then. Very much. See that. I do. But again, I'm talking about right now. So half of $375 million is $87 million. It's almost $90 million. Okay. So I'm thinking, let's borrow half. Don, I'll see you next hour. I will I will understand spending 90 million. We got to leave something in reserve. Okay. We come up to $12 million if we borrow $375 million. And ladies and gentlemen, I guess you guys don't get this. Do you know who has to pay that money back? We do. We pay the money back. We pay the money back, if not right now, if the economy goes up the creek. Okay, we are complaining about the cost of gas right now. And you don't think that it would be more detrimental for this city to go in that kind of debt and we have to pay for it? Everything would go up exponentially. People on Social Security, SSI, disability, won't be getting any more money because we owe more. But everything they do will cost more money. And that's the part of a civic center is not an emergency. Some sanitation trucks are, but a civic center is not an emergency. And I think I do believe, hold on a second. I do believe that we need a civic center of some sort. But if we don't need the most glorious civic center ever built in the history of mankind. Okay. We got enough empty buildings in this place that we can add on, do all kind of things and do it. Or use that Coliseum out there. It won't cost $250 million to put air conditioning in that thing. Or will it? If it does, get rid of it. All right. Now, what you want there, Duke?
Hi, Kevin. How's it going, brother, man?
Fine.
I mean, and they've been able to holler at the last couple of days, but I heard bits and pieces of it. But on this thing about the convention center, I heard Steve Simpler Days last week say that the citizens need to vote on this thing. Why should the citizens vote on it, Kevin?
Well, it's their money.
Okay. Did you remember when the baseball thing came here? Did the citizens vote for the baseball?
Man, it's been a while ago. What, 20 years ago?
I
don't know. I don't remember.
Do I need to help you? Do I need to help you out on that one?
Well, help me out on. Did we vote? I don't know. I don't care about baseball.
Hell no, the citizens didn't vote on that. No.
Yeah, I don't care about baseball, so I don't follow it much.
They didn't vote on that though. Let's get that understood.
Okay.
Simpler Days.
Well, shouldn't the people who have to pay the money back get a say in where it goes?
They didn't get a say in the baseball. They didn't get a.
And we learned from that.
They didn't get a say in the big old soccer complex they put out there by AUN. They didn't get a say in none of that.
That was county, wasn't it? That was county. That wasn't city.
City. It's in the city. It's located in the city, right?
Okay. Well, I thought the county did.
Out there on Taylor Road somewhere. Where's the AUM? Out there by AUM. There's a new complex. Soccer complex.
I can barely find Taylor Road because
me and you both probably don't go see soccer.
I don't. No, I don't.
I don't.
But there are people that see it.
I tried to watch this soccer game the other night, man. It's just on the boring stuff.
Yeah, it is. It bores the hell out of me too, to tell you the truth.
And I don't understand the sport, you know.
I want a touchdown, baby.
That don't help.
Yeah, I want a touchdown. I don't know that about the rest of that stuff.
But we didn't vote on any of that stuff. A lot of stuff Montgomery get right here what they want.
What shouldn't we?
White folk want. Those white folk, I'm going to put it out there like
let me ask
so y'all can understand it better. Anything that white folk want, they get what they want. They want some workers to come in here and work on top of the roof. Conversion, damn it, they go get them, whether legal or not. They put them all in the same house, about 15, 20 of them in the same damn house. Conversion, okay, so you want to play stupid like you don't know what the hell going on. When they got caught in the chicken house down in Louisiana, Conversion, when Trump was in here first time, 600 Mexicans got sent back home. Then they had to send half of them back because they couldn't find enough Negroes to do the work. Conversion. And right now, Trump's saying he's going to give passes for people to come back to do the work because the farmers are hurting. Conversion. Now, Kevin.
Well, we start putting people in jail for little marijuana and make them go work on the farms. Let them get their pittance by working on farms rather
do your son know how to pick butter beans, Kevin?
Hell, I don't even know what a butter bean look like.
Have you ever picked any butter beans and peas in the field before?
And I'm not planning on doing it.
I'm asking, have you ever done it coming up? Did you do it when you was a young kid? Did
No.
you ever cut the grass? Did you ever cut any grass in the yard at the house?
That's right. With the rollerblade thing, not when it didn't have a motor on it. Okay. Okay. So
have you ever did any physical labor before, Calvin?
Am I black?
I'm asking you. You have never cut no grass. What have you done besides?
Wait.
No. Just with the technology stuff.
Am I black? If I'm black,
you ever washed your car before, Calvin? Have you changed the tire before in your car?
Look at me. I'm finna hang up on you. Okay. Not only that, I worked in a cotton gin in Eastdale, Georgia. Okay. The cotton thing was so big that the guy who owns the place came to me, tapped me on the shoulder, said, "Elkins?" I said, "Yes, sir." Said, "You too light in the ass for this job. You fired." So I couldn't handle it. I was little.
But Kamud and Steve and all of them, when certain folks in the office, I mean, right now, if we put another mayor in the office, put a white mayor in there, okay?
Yeah.
Within 2 years, we had this damn convention center. If the white folks say they want that.
Listen, we need a convention center. I agree with you, but we don't need to spend $200 million on it of people's money and leave us lacking in the.
What do you mean? They spend it on the damn soccer complex and they spend it on the Montgomery Biscuit Stadium and all that.
It did not cost.
How's the Biscuit doing right now, Kevin? Matter of fact, how's the Biscuit doing right now? Because I see flashes on the TV. Because when the old owners were there now, I don't know who these new folks are, but when the old owners were there, when I participated doing stuff for them, sometimes they had some nice crowds. I seen on the TV when they flash the screen on the TV. But now when they show the camera on the TV, damn it, you can go there and lay down where you want to.
Well, I think you got to be a winner. If you start winning, people will come support. We like winners. If you're losing,
they was coming when they were losing like hell. They was coming back then.
Well, I don't know. I don't really care much about baseball.
See, but some of this crime stuff, this crime talk stuff, and doesn't spook some of the white folks that don't want to come out no more.
Well, hell, I wouldn't come out either. I thought about gonna get shot.
But it's in the middle of the daytime now. There's something going on about that thing there right there.
Yeah.
But back to the complex thing. I mean, what do the kids and the young folks and you want to entice people to come here to go to college and all of that? What do young folk got? What do they have to do in Montgomery to entertain themselves? And you know, what kind of entertainment they got for these people coming?
Let me ask. And listen, who says it's the city's job to take care of kids because they bored? Isn't that your parents' job?
Well, no. Well, saying you got to give them something to do, or you got to give them something to do, or they gonna find something to do, like some shit at somebody.
But let me ask you something. What is it that the city has to provide for them to do that they can't provide for themselves?
But you know, I'm not that necessarily saying the city got to do it, but what I'm saying is the convention center would help to have something like concerts and maybe dance competition. Dance competition. Black folk like to dance, white folk like to dance, or do some dance competition up in this convention center. Many things can take place in this place right here, Captain.
But $200 million for a civic center, man, that's a lot.
Man, they're gonna make the money back. People
really?
Come out of
how long is going to
take? People all over the state and different states come to a concert. Okay. You get Usher and Chris Brown here. Damn, people gonna come from Mississippi and
who in the hell gonna see
Louisiana and different places to come see these.
Who want to hear Usher and Chris Brown?
Huh?
Who want to hear them?
Those are some top singers and classic guys that don't cuss about beating up the friends down the street and all that. It's not like the rap stuff.
Listen, you better bring Luther Vandross and Barry Manilow. I'll be going to see them. Okay, and Earth, Wind and Fire. I'll be down there. Okay, anybody else? On Bruno Mars. I like Bruno Mars. I like.
Well, you can get a little new edition up in here, you know.
No, they old edition now, brother. They're old as crap. They're old as I am.
What I'm saying, they play good music. What I'm saying, Earth and all of them, they're old as artists. But what I'm saying,
again,
we don't have any young artists now that can sing.
Okay, we do need. I gotta let you go. But we do need a convention center. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know if this is the right time to do it.
Kevin.
Yeah.
What now? When you got places like Pike Road, is Pike Road slowing down out there building stuff?
Pike Road wouldn't exist.
Are they slowing down?
Pike Road would not exist if Montgomery was not here.
Then, Calvin, let me say this, then I gotta go. I heard Prattville talking about getting their own city school.
Yeah.
But when Montgomery talk about getting a city school, oh, it's the worst damn thing in the world. But how is it that Prattville talking about getting a city school?
You know why Prattville is getting their city schools? Because
they talking about it.
Because a lot of people here are moving to Prattville and Millbrook because of the perceived issue of crime. I don't blame them, but sometimes.
Well, Calvin, last I checked, them people in Prattville are the most negative white helpers up there, and the white guys stealing people Cadillac convertible away from underneath the damn car, crying right on. Calvin.
Well, that's better than getting shot by him. No, I'm good. See you later. Okay, somebody please tell Kevin that Luther Vandross is no longer with us. I know Luther's no longer with us. I know that. I do, but I miss Luther. I miss Luther Vandross. What's going on, Steve? I mean,
well, Mayor, you know they didn't want any dwarfs, and then they got dwarfs. You know, you ever been in the bathroom downtown and they got those low boy urinals?
Okay, yeah. And I heard about the stall thing where they hit each other's shoe or something like that. Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
Well, you know, they were trying to figure out how many dwarfs they needed or what the height was to get those urinals, but they got rid of all the dwarfs in Montgomery. So I'm just trying to follow Duke's logic, but. You know, you can go down to, and they've had multiple shows, and I've been to them, and they've got good groups, old groups, young groups down there at the Paramount Theater, the old Paramount Theater.
Is that the Impact?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great venue, but it is not owned by the city, but we can always rent it.
Well, the city's functions are to provide the basic services and do those good, do them really well, and then let the private sector, and if it's such a great idea, the private sector will say, we want to be the lead on that. And we might need for you to help us put some infrastructure in, but we want to take the lead on it because we want to make a profit on it. And we heard, what did we hear about Whitewater? People were going to come here from all over the world.
Well, they're headed here. They're coming.
Well, they had it here. They just got to find it first.
Yeah, they're coming. I still think it's a good idea. Maybe not. A city that's predominantly black, and we as black folks traditionally, we don't really gravitate toward big water venues, and so that's just the beach. I can run back on some land real quick. Listen, but I just wanted anything that didn't have to do with race to bring people here. I'm just sorry.
Well, Brother Duke talked about that none of the white folks, none of the white mayors, nobody, wanted to put things to a vote. And he's just like the Whitewater Park. That should have been put to a vote. And the baseball stadium, that should have been put to a vote. And let the people decide when you're going to spend that much money. It's not their money, it's the taxpayers' money. Well, they let us decide on the mascot for the biscuits. They let us do that. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they came up, somebody came up with the biscuits thing. But Duke's right. And just like in Miami, they had that big abandoned golf course, country club and all that. And they decided, what are we going to do with this thing? It's been donated to the city, and they put it to a vote and and in Fort Worth, Texas, they had a big project out there, and they let the taxpayers vote on it. And that's where you got skin in the game. And then when it goes to hell in a hat, then you got somebody say, well, y'all voted for it. But, have you ever put together a budget?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Duke's asking you about, did you start a campfire? Did you do all this? But when you put together a budget, you got to put the essentials first. What you got, utilities, roof over your head, all that stuff before you go to the other stuff. And if you're managing your finances, you go from, you got a wants list, I sure want that, and then you got a needs list.
Right.
If you need this right now. Well, that's on the want list.
Right.
It's not a need right now. But what happens if we have an emergency? What happens?
And that's my problem. And that's what I have said. You know, well, what happened? Because we only got $12 million. If we go $375 million, we got $12 million left. And that's it. And so what happens if something catastrophic happens, earthquake, fire, whatever the case may be, disease, another COVID attack, we got no money. $12 million ain't nothing when it comes to cataclysmic events.
Well, you never know. Just like they had the spill downtown, the thing that's been going on, and Todd Strange sold off, said they weren't going.
And that plume, that plume issue that they've had for years near downtown, with bad, what they call it, brown water, brown bag, whatever, where the land has been contaminated. They need to clean that.
But what happened back in, it's a super plume, and what happened back in the day, Montgomery Advertiser, it used to be up there on the hill up there on Adams Street, corner Adams and Lawrence up there, where the courthouse is now. Now people started getting sick in there, and they realized something was going on. But that's where the Advertiser had their great big printing press. It was huge, and the ink that came out of it, they just ran it down into a drain pipe. And they did that from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Nobody ever told them, you're not supposed to put that ink down in the ground. And it contaminated, and there's a plume underground.
Right.
For all those industries were down there back in the day in North Montgomery, and they put their waste down into the ground.
Which is why aren't we on the Superfund list about cleaning that stuff up? But I guess they've been talking about it since I've been here for 35 years. So I guess it's not.
Well, I think Todd Strange negotiated some kind of deal about that, and they had a big press conference about it. But we've got needs right now. We got needs all over the city that need to be met, need to be addressed. But that's a want. That is a want.
Yeah.
And just like the lady that brought the idea to Todd Strange about the water park, that was her want. And see, just like they did a study, Todd hired the AUM folks, the financial folks out there, ran the numbers through it, and they said, no, this is not a good deal.
Yeah. Well, it may not have been a good economic deal, but it's sure. I'm sure glad it's here, and we don't got to say, "Hey, how many black folks did we drown back in the day?" So I just want something to focus on besides the past. And so,
well, if it's like the old, what's the movie? If they build it, they will come.
Yeah, that may not be true in this one.
No. I think your logic is starting to kick in now, Mayor.
Yeah, we're good. Anyway, hey, appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Okay. Don, what's important, my friend?
This is my hour. The stupidity is what's important. What's coming out for Duke. Kevin, who was the last owners of Biscuit Stadium?
The company that owned the Biscuits, I guess.
No, the last owners of the Biscuit Stadium are the people that own it today. It's the city of Montgomery. They own the stadium. They own the equipment in there. They only these people come in and actually provide the services. They pay to be able to sell food in there. The Biscuit team is owned by the Rays out of Florida. But the city owns Biscuit Stadium, and they own every bit of equipment in there, and it's monitored by the Parks and Recreation. Let's go to Whitewater. People get that all screwed up. They got their facts all messed up. Elton Dean was the scammer who first started Whitewater. The white woman over there at Alabama Power told her, it'd be a great deal. And he thought he could get elected mayor by the Whitewater. But what happened? Elton Dean died. So your buddy, Doug Singleton, took it up. And he said we could do this under the cooperative district thing. We can borrow $49 million and pay for the fees we taxes on cranes and equipment like that. Todd Strange people came out and said, no, you can't build this thing for $49 million. But they went ahead anyway with the cooperative district. They set up a board over there. They dumped all the money in it. After they blew through the $49 million, what did they say, Kevin?
Well, they needed.
Come on, you remember?
Well, they needed more money.
Yeah, no, they said we can't stop it now.
Well,
we done put 49. We got to keep going. We up to 100 million. And you know what? You talk about, well, you got to pay that money back. You know what? We not only had to pay that money back, we had to pay $2 million a year to keep the damn doors open because nobody's going to it. You keep coming up with that stupid thing. I'm so proud. You ain't doing nothing if nobody's going to it. Is anybody going to it, Kevin? Pull up WSFA cameras. Look out there. It's the middle of July. See if you see a soul out there. They got live cameras right now. Pull it up. See if you see anybody out there.
No, I hear you. I got you. I understand.
And then here's yesterday's live from your buddy from Willie Durham. Here's what happened to yesterday's lie about we're going to pay down debt. He didn't bring that one up today, did he?
Well, again,
did we bring up paying down debt today?
I am not a financial.
Today's new lie is we're going to divide it amongst the council member after we pay for the RAP Center. Well, how do we know the RAP Center is going to be 200 million?
With the RAP
Center. How do we know it's going to be 200 million, or is it going to go by the way of the Whitewater? Well, we done put 200 million in it. We got to put another 100 million in it for people to have it.
Well, we did say that about the.
Well, what happened to yesterday's lie about paying down debt? You said we're going to pay down debt. How much we're going to pay down? How much is going to save it? Come back, tell us, Willie.
Well, listen, are you okay? Well, I was going to ask you a legitimate question for a second. I mean, I like to know what people think about. Do we take a chance on getting a $375 million bond issue? We'll put the city in $375 million worth of debt. We don't need a convention center, but we certainly could use one. Yes. Yes.
Did I hear you say nobody wants to see Chris Brown and Usher?
Yeah, I don't. But I said I don't. I should have said I don't want to see him. I don't care anything about him actually, but you know.
Yeah, because they bypassed Montgomery going to Birmingham for 2 nights on next week.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
2 nights sold out, and that's the same. These artists are bypassing the capital city to go elsewhere.
And again, do we go in debt though?
Hold on.
Do we go in debt to make sure they stop? I don't know. We do need a civic center. We do need one.
Even Ice Cube came to Tuscaloosa last month or 2 months ago.
Who?
Ice Cube.
When the hell's that?
You know who Ice Cube is. Come on, he ain't that old.
You talking about the guy who does the extra with the baseball cap?
Yeah, the actor. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd he come for?
He did a show in Tuscaloosa. He went to Tuscaloosa. People go to Tuscaloosa and bypass Montgomery.
So is he still rapping, or what is he doing now? I don't know.
No, he still does just rapping and acting and all that sort of stuff. But people do want to see Usher and Chris Brown.
Okay, not me. I don't care. I want to see Luther Vandross.
Well, you gotta go and Google his cemetery. You know where he's playing at.
I understand.
To go see him. I think he's in New Jersey somewhere.
Yeah, I like Luther. Luther is the man. And Earth, Wind & Fire. Earth, Wind & Fire.
Okay, so some of them are still in, but Luther Vandross is dead. I think he planted somewhere in New Jersey somewhere.
Okay, well.
Do you want to go visit his grave site?
Well, is there anybody that sounds like Luther Vandross? I mean,
Lionel, what's his name? Lionel, what that guy name is? That's a Tuskegee that played with
Lionel Richie?
Well, Charlie Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson still sounds good.
Okay, is he one of them blues singers?
Charlie Wilson?
Yeah.
He sung with the Gap Band, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day.
That's right.
He's doing the solo thing.
Yeah. Now I do think I've heard him a couple of times. Roscoe play him every once in a while. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know. But I want to see Luther.
Well, you got to visit his grave site there to go see him.
Okay. Well,
that's all I can tell you, man.
I'll sit there and sing a song with him. All right.
Well, he won't be singing, just be you singing and crying at the same time. Bye.
Yeah, that's it. Well, a man got to do what a man got to do. I love it. If you don't sing music like Luther Vandross or Barry Manilow, I can't buy that. Now, I will say one thing. There are some great musical acts now on Spotify. I love some of these songs, the old school. I didn't think I liked blues, but some of these people are putting out some songs. One's called Along the Way. I mean, they got some great music out there now on Spotify. I'm telling you, I love it. You can pick the kind of music you want to hear. You don't just got to listen to that rap crap. Although I do like Bruno Mars. Okay, and I did hear Sammy Stevens the other. I did hear Sammy Stevens the other day talking about that he's got a new book out. See if I can get him on for a couple minutes. He's been going through some medical issues in the last couple of years, but he's got a new book out. You know, what did he say? It's a mini mall. It's a mini mall. However he said that. I forgot how he said it, but only he could say it the way he said it. But yeah, he's got a new book out. See if I can get in touch with him when he didn't have him on the show for a second here. But yeah, he's getting new. There's new interest in Sammy. But Sammy don't call me. See. Man, I just got done talking to you.
Yeah, but I got to respond. Hey, I would pay to go see Chris Brown if he beat the hell out of Rihanna on stage.
Okay, bye. No, Rihanna's a good-looking old girl. She ain't my type, but yeah, she's a good-looking old girl. Anyway, moving on to other things. So here is the question. Here's the question. If you had the last vote to determine, okay, 375 million. I gotta put this on my thing. I'm gonna do this online. If you were the last vote and your vote determined about the 375 million bond issue, would you be yes or no? Okay. Yes or yes or no on the bond issue. Good morning again, Dr. Joe.
Okay, Elk Dog.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Mr. Durham say that that they should have stopped doing the what do you call it, the car shakedowns because somebody got shot. Right?
Yeah.
So why didn't Biden close the border and stopped all the criminals every time Laken Riley or somebody got raped and shot and murdered? Why didn't he do that?
Well, that was a criminal doing it. You can't stop them. I mean, criminals do what criminals do.
Well, Border Patrol agents do what they do.
Well, you ain't supposed to shoot people. I mean.
Oh, what did you just say?
As a board, I mean, you're not supposed to shoot people on the streets of America if you just.
Well, yeah, are you supposed to rape people either?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Okay. You just said it then. You just said it. Well, why didn't Biden stop the people from coming into the country and doing that?
Well, I mean, I would assume. Now, this is only an assumption.
You know what happens when we assume?
Right. But I would assume, though, that no president wants to knowingly bring people in here.
No, you can't say that. Democrats knowingly wanted criminals coming into this country. And they still do. And they want them voting. They want them on social programs. They want them driving trucks. You've heard about all these truck drivers that have killed people. What do you think of that? Do you think Biden stopped any of these states from doing that?
Well, of course, I know that we want our truck drivers. Some states have made it a law. If you don't speak English, you don't get to drive. And I understand.
Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that's good. If you're going to drive on American streets, you need to know American language. Yeah.
Well, so we're supposed to stop going after criminals in cars or vehicles if somebody gets shot, but if somebody gets shot or raped or murdered, we're not going to shut the border down. I don't get it, Kevin. Well, I do get it. I do get it.
But we don't shut cars down from traveling when there's a traffic accident either. We just we clear up the debris and we keep on moving.
Okay.
So I mean, we can't stop everything when something happens, but we can.
Oh, you mean you can't? You can't do that?
Well, I'm just saying, you.
Well, I'm just saying too. Mr. Durham's all concerned over there's 3-4 people gotten shot by ICE agents, but yet all these people gotten raped and murdered, and all these children been sex trafficked. That doesn't seem to concern him.
Well, of course,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, I do get it. Democrats.
Yeah.
I do get it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it is a concern, but I'm still against going to people's job site, putting them in strip tie and putting them in the back of the van like the Nazis did to Jews. I don't not like that.
Well, but you're okay with them going in and raping children and stuff. And
now you're conflating. Wait. Now you're conflating two things that are not even remotely related.
Well, I'm for going and getting criminals. I don't care where you have to find them at. And by the way, how many illegal aliens were you allowed to live with you in your house?
None.
Okay.
I won't let my brothers and sisters live with me. They ain't paying anything.
But you don't mind them coming into the United States if they're criminals and all, and you don't mind you don't want us to send them back?
But are we making an assumption that people are criminals because they come here illegally?
Well, if they come here illegally, yes, they have broken the law. That's a law they've broken.
So
yes, it is.
So if the speed limit is 70, you go on 71, should you go to jail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So they're breaking the law.
Come on. Yeah. Go
now,
get them.
There's a spirit of the law, then there's the letter of the law. I don't think the spirit of the law is to stand guard over people like they're criminals, because I understand you got to be humane to people, but I don't think the spirit of the law means for us to walk around in our Nazi vehicles and yank people off the street and put strip ties on their hands and treat them like dogs. I certainly don't believe the spirit of the law.
Well, is the spirit of the law to take children and bend them over and rape them?
Of course not.
Is that the spirit of the law? Is it the spirit of the law to kill and beat your wife and all that domestic violence? Is that the spirit of the law?
Of course not, but it does happen. But
is that what Nazis did?
Well, again, that's a whole.
You're darn straight they did. You're darn straight they did. So the Nazis, we need to keep the Nazis out of the country.
Well,
I don't believe
I believe we should keep them out of the country.
Keeping Nazis out of the country is being like Nazis.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm just saying there's a way. If this is America still for the time being, and there's a spirit of the law, and that new Supreme Court justice, the black woman, whatever her name is, she only said one thing I agree with the whole time. Is it the spirit? Is the spirit of the 14th Amendment? Is it strictly for black people, or is it for people who've been treated like black people? Coming over here. I think it was the spirit that if you make it here, you are entitled to be treated a certain kind of way. And I don't.
Yeah, I agree. You should be treated a certain kind of way. You should be gone after, zip tied, put in jail, and shipped out of the country.
And what if
that's what should happen?
And what if you're being misused in your own country? What if your life is in danger?
Well, then you should complain to the next country next to you.
Well, that's what they did say. But okay, well, listen, we did disagree. Again, I understand we need borders, and if that last administration had tightened the border security like they should have, we wouldn't have so many people coming in. And I'm absolutely with you, but I don't want to blame them, because we said, come on in. And now that they're here, we saying,
well, now that they're here, they need to go back. We've offered them, listen, they offer $1,000 to them if they'll just self-deport. What nicer way to be than that, Kevin? Does that sound like a Nazi? Did the Nazis offer Jews, hey, we'll give you $1,000 to go to America?
Yeah.
Did the Nazis do that?
No. Okay, brother. Listen, we all got our different opinion. Hey, let me grab this one. Oh, let me see who's over there. Okay, then.
All right, thanks.
All right. Yes, sir.
Hey, sorry, Nelson. I just want to just say this really quick.
Mhm.
I only stated what the border czar, Tom Homan, stated, is that he was suspending all vehicle stops. So I didn't recommend that. That was the border czar. He said, based off the 2 recent killings, they wanted to pause vehicle stops until they can do further investigation and training with their staff. And the president overrode him. So that wasn't my statement. That was Tom Homan, the border czar statement, Dr. Joe. So I didn't say I was in favor of that. I was just stating that the people that are closest to the ground felt like they need to pause that process until they can do additional investigations, so that their staff would know how to properly conduct those.
Yeah.
Did you hear Tom Homan, the border czar, say that, Kevin?
No, I didn't hear him, but I believe.
You can Google it. You can YouTube it.
Yeah.
That was his statement, and that was his statement on Fox. Talking to a Fox anchor.
Yeah, did not Cuba doing the was it 70 something? Did he not send a bunch of criminals to the United States? They emptied the prisons out and sent it to the United States.
I'm sure they.
Fidel Castro.
If you're saying that's If you're saying that's true, and again, we want those. The administration said we're going to go for the violent criminals. We're going to get them out of our country. The rapists, the murderers.
Right.
They were getting the violent. Not people that have been here 30 years just going to work. Not people that are just going to school in the morning taking their kids. Everybody is for those violent criminals.
Right, everybody.
And some would say anybody that came here illegally are criminals. There's a difference between a criminal and violent criminals.
Yeah, certainly is. I mean, I think it's not American.
And we're all against. I'm against Sanctuary City, Kevin. If you got a murderer that's in a jail, and you're protecting them, they should be turned over. They should be extradited. So, most people don't try to say, well, people that are raping people and pedophiles and all this stuff. They said about this person and the governor of Minnesota that freed this person that raped a 10-year-old. Do you know that person is now like 30 years old? And then the person that he raped wrote a statement for that person to be released. But they didn't tell all of that. They just said the governor of Minnesota released a rapist. They didn't tell the story that the rapist wrote a letter on this person's behalf, said they had served their time. Yeah. Did you hear any of that?
No, I didn't know that. No, that's right. So the victim wrote an impact statement.
The victim, exactly. Wow. Saying that the person had served their time. But all you hear is, hey, the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walton, released a rapist of a 10-year-old. Well, the rapist wrote a letter on the person's behalf. But you didn't hear that part, did you?
Remember the lady who got caught by that radical group in the 70s, and they kept her so long until she became part of the group. What's it? Right. They got some sort of syndrome that they call it.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome. Because that was the person that was harmed. Does that mean that they're not having mental issues there of sympathy?
20 years later.
Yeah.
But you weren't even aware that the victim wrote a letter. No, but what the narrative is that the governor of Minnesota is releasing rapists.
Yeah.
But you don't tell the rest of the story. My only point was, I didn't say that we should. I'm just saying Tom Homan,
right,
the border czar, said we need to pause these operations until we can find out what's going on. Thanks for taking the call, sir.
Okay, appreciate it. That he did. And listen, I have got to take my little 3-minute break here because I got to go get me some milk. I got my milk. The milk cup is not here. I left it back. I left my milk back in the kitchen. Okay, 2 calls enough. That's enough milk. Don, we'll talk tomorrow. Anyway, I hold on. I'll be right back in a couple of seconds here, but I got to go get my milk. Okay, got to go get my milk. Okay, I got my milk break time, but Simpler Days, I'm gonna let you speak.
Well, since how Willie called back in and you let him talk back in. I'm gonna chime in, but when you go out looking for criminals,
Mm-hmm.
very few of them in my 40 years had a sign hanging around their neck saying, or stamped on their forehead saying, "I'm a rapist, I'm a murderer, da 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 da."
Well, I realize that. Yeah, I realize that.
And so you've got to do what they're doing to try to find them. And the intel on them is very bad because they've changed their names. They're not in databases. So you got to search for them. You can't use the computers. You can't use DNA. You got to find them on the ground. You got to locate them. And you're going to encounter.
But in America, now I don't care where they came from. In America, are we innocent until proven guilty, or are we guilty till proven innocent if we happen to come here illegally?
Well, there's a process, and you can get a U visa, a T visa, and you can be here temporarily. You can get a work visa. You can get a educational visa. There's all kind of visas you can get here, or you can go the route that they do.
That cost so much money that most folks ain't coming here with no money.
And just like President Biden flew plane loads of them in, flew them in. Now they didn't cross the border. They didn't have the pack on the back. They were flown in by the United States of America, knowing that they were.
But do we blame them? Do we blame them, or do we blame the administration?
No. We blame the Democratic Party for doing that, and now we're suffering for it. But I mean, the thing about we spend so much money on drug warfare. We spend so much money on the war against drugs. You know, they don't cook meth in the country anymore. You ask any of the sheriffs, any of the police chiefs, anywhere in the country, and they'll tell you they don't cook meth anymore. They don't pull the shades down. They don't cook it. Where do they get it from?
Well, where do they get it from? I didn't know they still had. I didn't know we still made it. They still made it. They people still take it.
No, they don't make it. They don't cook it anymore. They don't blow up trailers. They don't blow up houses. They get it from Mexico. Mexican mules bring it across the border. That's where it's coming from. It's coming out of Mexico.
Yeah, but I don't blame the mules. I blame the idiot that takes it. I don't. If we can give stupid Americans thing to get high with because they had lost control, they have no regard for their own safety and health. Well, I'd sell it to them too.
Well, the only part about that, the only error in your logic on that is that innocent people, innocent juveniles, innocent people that are introduced into drugs don't know. And they think they're getting something else, and they're actually getting really bad stuff that's coming out of Mexico.
Right, but are they really innocent if they're taking drugs anyway?
Well, I mean, we all did. I don't know about you.
I never have. Never done any of it.
Well, I did stuff when I was young and dumb before I had life learning experiences, before I realized that you don't do certain things.
Well, I saw what it did to other people, relatives and stuff like that. I said, I will never do that. And not even a beer, my friend, nothing.
Well, I'm proud for you and continue. But before you leave this world, you at least need to take a cold beer taste in your mouth. But anyway,
my son, I told him if I hit 70 years old, I'm going to at least try to drink a beer. I'll drink 1/2 a cup or 1/3 of a cup, whatever, a little bit. But it looks like pee to me, which is one of the reasons why I never drank it. It looks like pee. I don't know. If I want to drink pee, I drink my own pee. Yeah.
Hey, Duke said that he's been watching the crowds down there, and they're thinned out. The crowds are not down there, and it's all about the talk, the rumors about crime in Montgomery. Well, there's no rumor that a man went to the biscuit game by himself from Millbrook, Alabama, left there, and they picked him up in the parking lot, started trailing him. They wanted his vehicle, trailed him to the Walmart in Millbrook. And when he got out to get a bottle of milk to take home to his wife and the baby, they shot and killed him in the parking lot in Millbrook.
Why did he do that for?
Oh, you didn't see that? No, I guess that was a white guy. I guess he didn't make it.
I guess he didn't make the news. Yeah, that's messed up.
Look it up. Yeah, anyway, have a good day, Mayor.
All right, appreciate it. Gotta take a break. I gotta take my milk brother in the parking lot. They did that to a white guy? Well, I must have missed that one. Anyway, we'll be right back. So hang loose. I'll be back in a minute. All right, let's turn that off. You know, I had a meeting yesterday. Last night I went to Don. That's enough.
Hey, well, Willie called back. How many calls Willie got?
Wait a minute. You didn't call. You only called back once.
Fix my stuff, and I won't have to. But I got to correct Willie.
Pay me to fix it.
Willie only gets half the stuff right. Let's start with the prison thing. He seems to be obsessed with the prison, right?
Okay.
I've asked you a question.
Well, I don't know.
Why would we build a new prison?
Well, because we got more.
Because the federal courts ordered all kinds of stuff, and that was part of a deal to build a new prison, or we had to let all the damn prisoners out. Willie, you forget that part. Oh, on the one in Minnesota, he said on the letter, did you know he wrote a letter? You know what the girl said?
No,
do you know what the girl said?
No, I didn't know she wrote a letter. So
she forgave him. The father of the guy that Carmela Anthony murdered, he forgave Carmela. You think he wants Carmela out of jail? I think the Bible says forgive people.
Well,
I don't think
it does.
And Walsh didn't just let him out of jail. He wiped his slate clean, so supposedly illegally you could get him back to Laos. He do good in Laos. You can buy children over there in Laos. He can rape all he wants, you know. But I don't know what Willie reads. But hey, here's what we're forgetting this week. What happened to Nolan Wells, the kid that drowned on the island?
Yeah, that's kind of
Charlton and Crump done milked people out of $1 million. We let it go. You know, Charlotte and the Crump has been holding on to the kid's phone and hadn't released it to the police. He said he did an autopsy on the boy. Did he release the results of the autopsy? No, he wouldn't release it till after the funeral because he needed to milk him a little more money to say the kid drowned. You know, we had a kid drown in Millbrook the other day, but we didn't indict all the people of Mississippi because somebody drowned. It seems to me that Nolan Wells liked white people. He hung out with them. He liked them. And I could understand why he liked them, you know. But all this shit that, you know, there is no cell towers on Coronado. I've been out there. There are no bathrooms. You leave your phone on the boat because you got to jump in the water to get to shore. The kids had his phone. If they did something nefarious, they would have threw it in the ocean. But they just built people like $1 million out of this whole crap. You know, it's just, and the kid drowned. Unfortunately, bad things happen in this country. And it ain't because somebody nefariously did anything. You know, I just get so sick and tired of the race crap. Bilk it. Race. White people. Hey, there's got to be something wrong with this black kid. He wasn't the only black person on the damn island.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate your contribution. One more. I got a little video. Now, you know, last week we heard about somebody getting. I got a thing to play right now. I got to hold up on the calls here. Last week we heard about some child getting killed, some young man getting killed over there on Debbie Lane, and I can. Somebody sent me the video of that whole thing that happened, so I'm going to show it to you. And if we don't hurry up, and again, I don't know if having more police would have stopped this or not. I'm not sure. You know, if people are content on doing bad things, there's probably nothing we can do about it. But there is something about our culture, and that means having everybody walk around with a gun. This is what this right here is what we have to deal with. Okay, this is what we have to deal with right here. Rap Center is a great name. Well, let us and the rap probably calls this right here. But let me share this with you for a couple of seconds because I think you'll find this quite interesting, as a matter of fact. So let me see. Go there. Let me see here. Share this screen right here. Okay, now this is what happened last week. Okay, or the weekend. So I want y'all to check this out. Check it out because it is what it is, and then there ain't a whole lot we can do about it. But this is the folks. Well, this is what happens when you have people, everybody carrying a gun. Okay, this is what happens. At least I think this is what happens anyway. Hold on, let me pull that back down there. Come on now. Okay, let me see. Stop sharing that. Stop sharing that. Put that right there. Woo, I look big in that picture right there. Okay, now, there we go. Okay. I don't know why my phone's giving me the blues now. Well, okay, here we go right here. Okay, so now it's ready to go. So let me put it right here, let you guys see what happened last week. in the great city of Montgomery. And again, I'm not blaming anybody. You know, there's a culture out there that is overtaking the common sense of most of our kids. Well, I don't know why you guys can't hear it, because it sounds like Beirut in Montgomery. Okay, it really does. It sounds like Beirut. Okay, I'm trying to get it done before 9 o'clock here. Okay. This is Montgomery.
Get down, cuz them niggas shooting. Get down, my nigga. They shooting like a motherfucker.
This is Montgomery, Alabama. I mean,
shit.
You hear that? I think I'm in Beirut someplace. This is the past weekend. I mean, this. Did you hear that? That sounds like combat zone. I mean, this is unheard of.
Get down, cuz them niggas shooting.
I mean,
get down, man. They shooting like a motherfucker.
I don't know what that is. Anyway, this is what happens. This is what happens when you give people access to guns with no license, no anything. And I'm not saying it wouldn't happen without it, but the culture in which our young folks have garnered for themselves is man, I don't understand it. I just don't. And if the governor or our state legislators don't do something about this, you know, we won't have to worry about going in debt for Montgomery. There won't be no Montgomery. Okay, we don't have to worry about future. But everybody be gone except those who can't afford to leave. Okay. I mean, this is crazy. You got folks in the military ain't heard that many shots at one time. So why is it going on the streets of Montgomery, Alabama? I don't know. But there's a culture here, and it's not just here. It's everywhere in urban America. Okay? Everywhere. So I don't know. Let me get rid of that right quick. Not that. Let me see. I can take I think I'll take one more call, and then I'll call it a day. Hold on, man. Hold on. What's the emergency? Oh, he gone. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, that's Montgomery, Alabama this weekend. So, hey, what was it last weekend? No, I think it was this weekend. Somebody got shot the other day, killed the other day. And if you're gonna be a gangbanger, keep your pants up on you. I had enough Don today. So anybody else but Don. We love you, Don, but enough is enough today. Moving right along. The suicidal empathy. So now you understand why I pack heat. Listen, I hear you. But listen, I believe in the Second Amendment. But I believe there's something, I don't know what it is we can do. There's got to be something that will limit this kind of thing going on. It's got to be something we can do. Something we can do. What? I'm not exactly sure. But there's got to be something we can do. This young generation, and I'm talking about not even so young anymore, 45 and below? Hell, a lot of them getting crazy. Okay, I mean a lot of them crazy. Anyway, yeah. Oh, that's right. Hey, listen. I got to get the city council meeting here today. Tell you what's going on with that before I leave, and I think they want to try to. I believe they're going to try to vote on the meeting today. I believe that's what they're going to do. But let me tell you what's going on here. Let me see. The prayers, of course, supposed to be by Fernetta Riley. She's going to sponsor either her or she's going to get somebody to do it. Public communication agenda items to address the council during this time. The roster must be signed by 12 o'clock today or something like that. Let me see. To discuss consent agenda. The roster must be signed before somebody left. I think it's 12 o'clock. Okay, I think it's 12 o'clock. Yeah. No more calls. We're done. But the Pledge of Allegiance, of course, special committee reports. Now, old business resolution. Number one, Arthur Gallagher, $770,904. Renewal of insurance for property equipment breakdown and property terrorism. Okay. Old business resolution expressing official intent to incur not to exceed $375 million tax-exempt general obligation warrants, Series 2026B. Again, that's old business. That's because they brought it up last when they're going to get it. Resolution expressing official intent to incur a not to exceed $375 million tax-exempt general obligation warrants, Series 2026B. New business. A hearing on proposed ordinance authorizing the insurance of Go Warrants Series, and again, they're going to bring it up again today. Okay. Number 4, ordinance authorizing the issuance of. Okay, another one. So they're going to do that twice, I guess. Ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances for COM, whatever that means, Chapter 6, Article 4, Montgomery Tourism Improvement District, Section 6-202, definitions, or whatever that's all about. Number 5, ordinance. Number 6, resolution agreeing to provide all funding necessary to the employees' retirement systems to cover the cost of one-time lump sum payment to retired members and beneficiaries of deceased retirees who retired prior to October 1st, 2025 and entitled to receive a monthly retirement benefit from ERS, whatever that is, on September the 30th, 2026, as provided by Act 608, Section 2, estimate a cost $560,638. Number 10, resolution and letter of intent approving and authorizing the mayor to make grant application for FY26 pre-disaster mitigation congressionally directed spending grant program of $4 million for roadway and bridge improvements to Washington Ferry Road and authorizing the city's matching of $219,481. Number 11, resolution denying and revoking the right to operate a business for failure to purchase business licenses for Marnita Palmer doing business as Hidden Gems Event Center at 3758 Norman Bridge Road. Application for retail beer and retail table wine off-premises only license, doing business as Quick Serve at 1000 Troy Highway. Number 14, resolution assessing the cost and abatement of unsafe structures at various locations pursuant to Section 11-531, sequential code for Alabama, sequence code for Alabama. Number 18, resolution designating nuisance abatement agents. I got a different plan for the abatement stuff here now. I'll tell you about that later on before the election. Number 19, resolution declaring public nuisances, authorizing immediate abatement and assessing the cost of abatement of public nuisances of various lots pursuant to Chapter 12 of the Code of Ordinances. And of course, the council as a committee, they're going to talk. And last but not least, public communication, non-agenda items to address the council. You must have, that must be on the list, you should have been on this prior to 12 noon yesterday. Now, this is the part of the whole process I do not like. And if I get down there, we are going to try to change this. The people ought to get a chance to speak first. You see, after all of this work, now you're going to, when everybody's tired, now you're going to let people set up and now you're going to set up and let the poor people who pay all the bills, now you're going to get them the opportunity to speak. I hate that. Okay, Prattville, they let the people come first. Okay, they do. Public communication for non-agenda items, and you must put your name on the thing by yesterday, though, at 12 noon. So if you didn't do it yesterday, forget about it. You can't get on there now. Okay, but again, I'm thinking, that sucks. You're gonna relegate the people who pay all the bills to the last item on the agenda. The number one item on that agenda should be the people who pay the bills, the people who you work for. And you work for all the people sitting out there in that chamber when you're down at your city council seats. And I hate that. I mean, that just irks me. I mean, we have been relegated to non-importance. We have been relegated to something that it's like a fly. Just swat it, get it out your face. What a shame. And again, humility has lost its place in our political theater. I just think, you let those people speak. People get off work early to come down there, been working all day long to come down there. Let them, give them 2 minutes and let them, and they better write it down because all they got is 2. When the bell, boom, you're gone. I'm just saying, but let them be first. And for that, then that means that you give up a little bit. You give up being able to stand up there for 8 minutes and talk, but you will get the opportunity to go first. So write what you want to say down so you hit those points in 2.5 minutes, and that's it. You go home. But again, let them speak first. Now you're going to wait till after everything is done. And then you're going to look out there in the venue, and you're going to see people have been waiting for 2 hours already. Oh, now y'all can speak. To me, that's like somebody walking their dog. Oh yeah, and if I get down there, I am going to put forth an ordinance where you don't walk your ugly ass dog and crap in somebody else's yard. Okay, you must carry a pooper scooper. Yeah, when you out there doing your thing. Yeah, I'm doing it. If you don't have a pooper scooper, we're gonna mess around. I'm ain't doing overtime today. I'm just talking because I had something to say. One of the things I want to do. Okay, now this section of the show is strictly about my whatever platform I have, whatever y'all can call me and ask me. But a pooper scooper law ordinance. How many times have most of you folks walked out to your yard and stepped in something squishy and soft because your neighbor or your down the street neighbor has walked his ugly dog and let his ugly dog raise their leg and drop their load on your grass? I did it yesterday morning. Yeah, I'm going down. And when I get that, if I don't get nobody else to listen to me about anything else, because to me, it is the height of disrespect when you let your ugly ass dog come to somebody else's yard and drop their load. Drop your load. Let your ugly dog drop their load. Okay. We actually got our roads paved, Camille. We are up here in Capitol Heights. I mean, it looks good. Federal Drive's been paved. Yancey's been paved. Just about all the streets over here have been paved. I mean, it looks good over here. You ain't been over here in a while because you live over there in that other neighborhood. It looks good over here. Now, if we can just get some people to cut the grass, and I got something else too. We pay $200 to get people to cut grass. $200 to cut grass. If somebody don't cut their grass, let's say somebody's renting the house, but there's nobody in the house right now, we charge $200. Here's what I'm thinking. Let the next door neighbor give him $50 to cut the grass every time he cuts the grass. That way, his house is taken care of. Your house is taken care of, depending on how big the lawn is. Pay him $50 to $75, but no more than $75. You just want to cut. You ain't got to pick up grass. You ain't got to do that. All you can do is cut the grass. or get your kid to cut the grass. You know what I'm saying? Rather than paying $200 to get somebody's grass cut. I know I'm gonna piss some guys off who in the lawn business, but I'm $200 to cut grass is just too much money for front of the house. Come on, you can cut an acre of grass with that. So we all have a thing. Yeah, that's right. Then you won't have to step out. That's right. You won't have to step out in that. So anyway, then I shouldn't have to watch where I'm walking because your ugly ass dog, you let your dog come on my grass and drop his load. Why should I should be able to go out there in my socks on or bare feet, and I shouldn't have to worry about your dog. All I'm asking is that you carry a pooper scooper or a plastic bag. You pick up your dog shit. I don't normally use that kind of word, but that upsets me. You pick up your dog's crap. Okay. I shouldn't have to pick up your dog's junk. Okay. So one day a lady came to my yard and her dog was fitting to poop. I got me one of them tasers. I said, one of y'all gonna get tased. Yeah, either you or that ugly ass dog you got. Guess what happened? They kept on walking. Okay. Do not let is that not, that's like coming in front of your neighbor's house and do this to him. Screw you. Okay. I'm telling you. No. We ain't even going for that no more. Okay. I'm done right now. Okay. So anyway, if I get a chance, you're going to know if I make it because there's going to be an ordinance that says pooper scooper ordinance. If the police see you walking your dog, now we ain't going around looking for people. That ain't what we're looking for. But if we got a lackey day, it's a lazy day, and we see you walking your dog early in the morning, and you don't have a pooper scooper, the first time it's $50. Every time after that, it's $150. That's what I'm gonna suggest. Okay, pick up your own dog's poop. Okay, pick up your own dog's poop. Stop putting it in my yard and other people's yard. So we have to pick it up. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah, I'll go. Any more questions? I'll go. We got some interesting candidates running for this. But me being the oldest in the room, having more experience with all the politicians in this town, would probably make a great suit for downtown because I know them all. Okay, I know them all. So they won't be new to me. I won't be new to them, and I know how to lead, and I know how to galvanize people together in order to make things happen. Okay, we got to get beyond this black and white kind of issue we have down there, 4 to 5, 5 to 4, or whatever the case may be. But we need to. Our vote should be on ideology, not the color of one's skin, or not the political party one belongs to. It should be on ideology or ideology, however you want to say it. That's how we should vote. Okay, not a serious. Yeah, I'm a serious person. Yeah, I'm serious about that. Now you may not care. And here's another thing I learned about this business. Everybody got criticism. Everybody. You could say it's sunny outside, and somebody would criticize you for saying it's sunny outside. So I don't care about people criticizing me for I do believe that you need to have a pooper scooper. You walk your ugly ass dog around town, you should pick up the crap that he puts out, and I shouldn't have to go outside and do it. You doggone straight. I'm as serious about that as I am jumping out of an airplane on the T-10 or 1 Bravo, 141, 123, 130. And I always was serious about jumping out of the airplane because I wanted to live, to make sure I didn't get myself killed doing it. So I'm serious about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm serious about it. Now you don't gotta be serious. Matter of fact, give me your address and I'll send them over there to all their dogs can put their poop in your yard. Okay. But don't put it in mine. Okay. Don't put it in mine. I am definitely serious. Okay. So see, and people, it is logical. It is reasonable that if it's your dog, you pick up the mess behind your dog. Okay, there's nothing illogical about this. Nothing unreasonable about that. If you don't want to pick it up, then let the dog stay in your yard. Don't walk them. Listen, the only reason why people walk their dog, I guess, it's so they get to move their muscles and whatever they got in there, they can put it somewhere. Well, walk them back home and put it in your yard. Don't put it in my yard. Okay. My kids, if I had little kids or my grandkids come over and they want to play in the yard and all of a sudden they come back, Mom, Dad, Grandpa, G-Paw, whatever they call the grandparents these days. What is this? It's doo-doo. Okay, I don't want that. And you can say I ain't serious. I am serious as a heart attack. Well, I don't know if I can change all of it. I don't know if I can change all, but I'm sure going to put it forth consideration. I'm sure going to put it for consideration because that should be. And if we go in all this debt, we're gonna need extra cash anyway. So we might as well make cash from your dogs. It was gonna rhyme, but I'm not gonna say that. I don't usually use that kind of language. Cash from your dogs. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, I'm done. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna find you for yeah. And I'm hoping, can we make an ordinance where you can't have a gun in the city limits? I mean, unless you're law enforcement. Can we make an ordinance like that? We probably can't. Okay then. Well, I gotta go. So see if any more questions, ask me. You go to my website, Elkins for District 3. The district, leave off the T at the end, and you'll be all right. Okay. Anyway, and to all them folks shooting that gun right there that you just saw, let me leave you with this. Let me leave you with this, so you'll remember the show today, and you remember the show. So we can. Yeah, you can remember this. This is Montgomery, Alabama, 2 days ago. Yeah. This is Montgomery. It looked like he been shot. I don't know. I mean, does this look like Beirut, Afghanistan, someplace? Man, I'm telling you, it's a shame. Anyway, I mean, listen. The person,
get down, cuz them niggas shooting.
The person with the video camera, I got to give him a medal for setting with the camera. But anyway, so much for that. I got to go. So we'll see you next time. That be your platform for election. That's one of my platforms. Yeah, Paul. Thank you very much. That is one of my platforms. And if you take care of your yard, you don't want the neighbor's dog coming dropping their load in your yard that you're out there trying to take care. And you got grandkids to come over, and they're out there playing. Okay. And they're out there playing. Do you want your kids to come in the house talking about mommy? If it's your dog, that's one thing. But I wouldn't let my dog do it. But yeah, it is. It's not the only issue that I have. I've been walking the neighborhoods and King Hill and stuff the other day. You know, there's some work needs to be done. I saw some roofs that need to be helped. I thought we had a program where we help people fix their roof. I'm trying to figure out who that is, because I got a family who needs help fixing their roof. They just got a hole in their roof. They don't have no money to fix it. So when it rains, of course, what happens? It goes all underneath. And then I found out that the last week put a roof on, put the same shingle. They put new shingles on top of old shingles. So now it's going to cost twice as much money, because not only do you have to take the shingles off that are on there, now you got to take the shingles off that are under the shingles that they put on top of the shingles. So there are old people out here getting used and abused by people, and have work being done. We need to have the city inspect people's roof just to make sure that people are treated okay, especially older people. And since I'm one of them older people now, I just happen to be a little brilliant. But I want older people taken care of and younger people taken care of. Okay, especially older folks who paid the price for whatever we have. Whatever we have in this world, somebody paved the way for us to get it. And that's those older people. Okay. We need to take care of them. Okay. Because who said it? You have to be kind to the old, to the young, to the powerful, and to the powerless. Because someday in your life, you will be, or you have been, all three. And that's my show for today. We'll replay this again at 3:00, 3:30, somewhere around there. So if you missed it, you get a chance to get it. All right. Anything else I go? Anybody got any more questions before I go? Yeah, but the pooper scooper thing, yeah, that's serious. I'm serious about that. We need a law. We need an ordinance in town about that. I get tired of going out there and seeing somebody's stuff in my yard. That just ticks me off. Okay, because you purposely came to do it. You purposely let your dog hawk his leg up in my yard and let him do his business. Okay, I'm sorry. That dog ain't gonna hunt. It may hunt, but I'm gonna throw it back at you. And the next time I catch somebody doing it, I'm just gonna pick the crap up myself and throw it at them. Okay, I don't mind fighting. Fighting's good for the cardiovascular system. All right. So gotta go. All right. Oh, the lesson of life today. Wait. I got it for you. I got the lesson of life for you today. I got it right here. And this is appropriate lesson of life for me today, because this is exactly what I'm telling other people to do. This is exactly what I'm telling other people to do. And where's my thing at? Okay, where's my thing? Right there. Okay, there we go. The lesson of life today is a very, very, very simple one. Standing up for what you believe in sometimes means you must stand alone. But if in your heart, in your soul, you know you are right, stand anyway. And yes, there may be a price to pay. Don't ever be afraid of paying the price if you know you're right. That's why that pooper scooper thing is coming. Okay. And the word of the day is moxie, M-O-X-I-E. It means determination, courage, and know-how. Again, standing for what you believe sometimes means you must stand alone. Do it anyway. See you later. Bye.
And the joy you make in the tapestry of life, I see your grace. Every moment filled with your warmth.